Good afternoon. How are you guys doing?
Good afternoon.
First of all, I just want to also give honor to God for this opportunity to be up here. I never expected to be up here. Like I said, like Brother Darren said, when I joined the ministry, my intent was to come in and be just a pair of helping hands. Chaperoning here, monitoring the halls, just basically helping out where I can. I never intended to be up here and actually speak, but God will do different things in your life. If you give your life over to God, He'll do different things for you. And it's always something that you would never expect because He's just awesome like that. So I just want to say thank you, Brother Darren and Sister Tammy, for giving me the opportunity to step up here. And I take it very seriously, and I just want to thank you guys. And hopefully that something that I say will inspire you guys to continue on and trust God and just basically, like you guys say, just roll with God because, He's here. He is an awesome presence. He's a mighty God, and He loves you. It's that simple. Now, I used to think that the gospel message had to be really, really long. It had to be complicated, but it's not. It's not complicated. God's basically, He died on the cross for us so that we can be His children. He died to give us everything. So I just want to talk a little bit. We've been thinking about it all week since last week when Brother Darren asked me to speak at the 12 o'clock service on today. I want to talk about something that's kind of near and dear to my heart, and I wrote a couple of notes that you see kind of prepared very lightly. I wrote on the back of one of the newsletters here. But I want to talk about from the subject, why are you here in this place? And then the second question I want to ask is 4th of July testimony. And I'll get to that in a minute because it's something that I was actually taught here in this church. Before we built this building, this is a new section of the church, I was actually taught and educated by another deacon who came alongside me and helped me to understand that point. But the first point I want to ask is, why are you here in this place? So I want everybody, if you would, it doesn't matter if you look to the left or to the right, ask your neighbor, look at them in the eyeball, and ask them, why are you here? Seriously, why are you here?
Why are you here?
In this place?
Why are you here in this place?
Why are you here?
I'm
And
here
I wrote
to
down a
catch
couple of
videos.
answers, and it could maybe one of these answers be the reason that you're here at this particular moment in this place. Maybe it's A, social status. You go to church, you can walk in amongst your peers, you can say, I go to church. Yeah, I go to church on Sunday. I'm not one of those people that's laying in bed, watching cartoons or watching movies. I go to church. I get up. I do my Sunday duty and I go to church. So could it be a social status? Maybe that's why you're here. You come and you come with your new clothes, your fancy clothes, whatever, and social status. Is that why you're here? Ask yourself, think about it. Maybe it's B. It's cool. You generally like to come. Your friends are here. You see them at school on weekdays, and Sunday comes, you see people you don't see for a whole another 7 days, so it's cool, and you like to come. As peers, you guys like to congregate amongst yourselves, at the football. I've seen you guys at the football games, the parties. You guys have a good time. There's nothing wrong with that. But maybe it's just a cool place that you like to come. So, on Sunday morning, I can't wait to get up. I'm going to go and I'm going to hang out with my friend. We're going to compare his iPod to my iPod, his Galaxy to my Galaxy, see what new technology he has, what new shoes I got, whatever. Maybe it's cool. Think about it. Is it just cool to come here? Maybe that's you. See, maybe mom and dad, grandparents, maybe they told you had to come. I know I've heard it plenty of times in my house that, hey, if I'm getting up going to church, you're going to be going to church. Pastor Webster said it plenty of times. If I'm getting up and I'm going to church, you're not going to be sitting here in my house while I'm out worshiping. You're not going to sit here and lay up on the couch. You come in too. Get ready, get dressed. It's funny, and I'll share this with you guys. My daughter, she's 22, going on 23 now. My wife often gets up at 8 o'clock. Y'all know, some of y'all might know Miss Shay. She has a shop over there. I'm not plugging it, but she has a shop. So a lot of you guys, especially you ladies, you might know Miss Shay. That's my wife. A lot of people don't know that. But my daughter always lags behind. Her name is Megan. She likes to get up. You know how ladies do. Get their hair done, get the clothes just right, the shoes, and all that kind of stuff. 8 o'clock, my wife is gone. She's gone. I got to get at 8 o'clock, but she also is in the sign language ministry. Matter of fact, she graduated yesterday from Lone Star with the interpretive sign language program. So you guys can give it up for that. But she likes to get up so she can be here, so she can serve in her ministry. which, God has placed on her heart where, for the people who are deaf or have a hard of hearing, she signs the service for them. So she has to get here, prepare herself mentally so she's ready for that. Megan, my daughter, she likes to drag around. She likes to get up. Here we go, it's another Sunday. Okay, I'm getting ready. My wife, 7:45, ready to walk out the door. Megan, just now, combing her hair. So a lot of times, she gets frustrated because she's waiting on Megan, but yet and still, you're going to church. So maybe your parents tell you, you're going to church. You're not going to sit here. Or maybe you're scared of what your peers will think. Could that be the reason you come here? You're scared of what your friend's going to think, your girlfriend, your boyfriend's going to think. Maybe you're scared because you didn't go to church and they did go to church. Maybe you're scared of what they're going to think. Could that be it? So, okay, I'm going to get up. I'm going to go to church. Now, I'm not going to be listening to church. I'm just going to sit there. I'm going to play on my iPod. I'm going to play on my iPhone, my Samsung, whatever. I'm going to Facebook. I'm going to do MySpace. I think maybe it's just me and you, Brother Aaron, still got that. But I'm going to do whatever I need to do. Maybe I'm just going to come here and I'm going to talk to my friends or whatever. But I'm going to go. You're going to see me there, present. Could that be it? Maybe that's why you're here. Or maybe you just got nothing else to do. I don't have anything else to do. Might as well get up and just go to church. Nothing else to do. Otherwise, I'll be sitting here, I'll be bored. So I might as well go be bored. Free air conditioning, new building. I don't know. Maybe that's you. So I just wanted to know, because in Matthew, and this is where it gets to I can't stress the fact where, God will use you, even if you're young. God will use you in mysterious ways. Because I never, ever expected to be up here in front of you guys quoting scriptures. Yeah, Matthew 18:20 says, for 2 or 3 gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them. So God is in this place today. Yes. He is here. He's in the midst. There's probably maybe 20, 25, 30 people in here now, including the leaders. So God is in this place. It's in His Word. So I ask the question again, why are you here? Seriously, why do you come here? Why do you get up? Parents make you? You have nothing else better to do? Scared of what your peers are going to think? It's social? Why are you here? I think a lot of us kind of misunderstand it. We kind of minimize. We minimize. That's one of the tactics that the devil will use. And as you get older, and I swear, if it's not true, I want one of you guys to come and tell me. Brother Charles, what you said way back on Mother's Day 2015, it wasn't true. As you get older, you're going to kind of want to gravitate towards God. Because you start realizing with aging comes wise. You get wiser. You kind of want to believe, you start believing the words that you've heard so many times in church on Sunday. For God so loved the world, He gave His only begotten Son, yet, though while we were still sinners, He died for us, all that stuff. You start believing. And it becomes real. You guys, I've heard you guys say, it gets real at some point. So I just wanted to say, just a little bit, Jesus died for us on the cross. So why do we minimize that? And Brother Darren, like I said, I kind of warned you, it's going to probably take 1, 2, 3 minutes to understand it. But I just wanted to say, when you really think about it, because I've seen it, we've all seen it in movies. Every Easter, some movie is portrayed, the crucifixion, we've seen it. But when you really think about it, how Jesus was put on a cross, for no apparent reason, He didn't do anything. He was sinless. But for you, me, Brother Darren, Miss Tammy, the crew back there in the booth, He was put on the cross for us. When He did that, how can we minimize that by coming here and not knowing why we are here? How can we minimize that by coming here and letting Facebook, although it's a great tool, I'm totally for technology. I think it's a way that the world has become a lot smaller through it. You can keep in contact with your friends where 20 years ago, once you graduated, you probably didn't see a friend until you were at their funeral. But now Facebook's a great tool. But is Facebook, more importantly, Jesus being on the cross, hanging, bleeding, pierced in the side, mocked, scorned, hot sunny day. For us, is it more important? Is that message that you're sending to your friend, is it more important? Think about it. Is it really? Is it more important than what God is doing in your life? The crucifixion, Him dying on the cross for your sins. Is that really more important? Angry Birds, Candy Crush? I know I've never played Brother Darian. I played a little bit of Angry Birds, but Candy Crush, I've never really played that. I know some of you guys are probably on level 200, 300, whatever. Can it wait? Is it more important for the time where God is here in our midst? Is that more important than God? And I can't answer the question for you. I can only ask the question. Is that more important than God for you? Could be that we just don't believe. You know, we come here and, you know, we fake the front, you know, fake the funk, or how they say it. You know, we just don't believe it. It's just no fun. Could that be it? Or maybe we just don't realize what God has done. I'll start closing. There was one thing that I definitely want to say. The other part, because it's really been an important part of my life, and it's helped turn me around so that I realize what God is doing in my life and why I come here. Why I get up on Sunday morning rather than going somewhere, having some brunch, or having some fun, going to the movies. Why I come here on Sunday morning? Because we as leaders will count to help you guys in this journey. And everybody here, Brother Darian, Miss Tammy, Brother Tyrone, Brother Eddie, all of our youth leaders, everybody here is dedicated to you guys. So I just wanted to ask a question, why are you here? Then I want to share this testimony, Brother Darian, and then I'll take my seat. I know I'm probably way over my time, but I warned you. So I call it the 4th of July testimony. And one of the things in the church, a powerful tool in church, is a testimony. Who knows what a testimony is? All hands should probably be up. If you don't know what a testimony is, it's just basically telling your story so that it influences somebody else. I call it the 4th of July testimony because I look amongst you guys, and every Sunday I'm observing. I'm watching at the 10 o'clock, I'm watching at the 12 o'clock, and I see some of you guys talking, or somebody giggling, or somebody playing, and I was like, maybe they just don't understand, or maybe they just don't have the testimony that somebody else does. But the 4th of July testimony, it goes like this. I remember a couple years ago, I used to wonder, what has God done for me? Well, I was a normal kid. I really wasn't rambunctious. I was kind of nerdy. I just did what my parents told me to go do. Didn't have any problems, I wasn't strong-willed. My mom told me, I want you to go to school. I went to school. I want you to do decent grades. I got decent grades. Graduated from high school. I want you to go to college. I went to college. I want you to be an engineer. I want you to be an engineer. So I really wasn't rambunctious. But then I used to wonder, and so what's God done for me? Yeah, I know He woke me up and turned me around and all that kind of stuff. You know the stuff we say in church every Sunday. You ever heard that? Turned you around, woke you up, placed your feet on solid ground. Same stuff to say every Sunday. But then, as I got older, I started realizing a couple of things. I thought back in college. Now, a lot of you guys are 6th grade to 12th grade in here. So within the next 1 to 6 years, a lot of you guys are coming out of high school and you're going into college. And we wish nothing but the best for you. You guys, at 10 o'clock service, they actually showed some of the graduates that graduated in the class of 2014, and they're doing well. So we wish the best for you guys. But I remember way back in my testimony that, I used to think God hadn't done that much for me because I just did what people told me to go do. But then I started realizing, when I was at school, I left Atlanta, Georgia, and came back to Texas to go to school at Prairie View A&M University way back in 1991 through 96. I remember I used to hate the in-state students because I was an out-of-state student, which meant that I paid extra fees. For an in-state student, it might have been $2,000 to go to school. For me, it was $7,000 because I decided to leave my home state at the time and come back to Texas on the advice of my physics teacher, Miss Annette Dawkins. God bless her soul. So, but I remember I used to hate the in-state students because they would always get what was called an overpayment check, meaning that their fees were paid. And they got a little extra, a little something they could put in their pocket. Whereas me, I still owe thousands of dollars. There were nights when Houston kids, they're getting overpayment checks, and my fees weren't paid because my financial aid hadn't come through. So I wanted to go to the dining hall, and I couldn't eat. Swipe my card, boop, denied. I couldn't go into the alumni hall to eat. Yet, I would always find a friend, or somebody would always come along and say, hey, you know what, I'm not going to dinner tonight. Take my card, and you go ahead and get yourself some dinner. I appreciate that. Or I had a couple dollars in my pocket, and back then, if you think Prairie View was country, it was really country back then, and that, the biggest attraction was probably the local Walmart. It was an old Walmart, not the new Walmarts you guys have today, the big super Walmarts. But I would have a friend that would say, you know what, I'm going to Walmart. You want to ride? Yeah. You know, I need to get up there so I can get me some canned meat, some crackers, and some ramen noodles. You know?
That's right.
Now, I had that opportunity because they thought about me. Or my grandmother would, send me some money so that I can make it. You know, I need some money to get a book or two. There were times when I didn't have books. I remember chemistry class. Chemistry book was like $65, brand new. $40-something used. Everybody else got chemistry books. 4th week of the semester, I never had a chemistry book. So I'm having to borrow and bum chemistry books. But when I think about it now, I was able to bum a chemistry book. I was able to read the lesson thanks to the goodness and grace of God, and putting it on people's hearts, students from my fellow students and friends, they let me borrow their books. I didn't have the big testimony that everybody else had. You know, the 4th of July testimony, God told me a long time ago, you don't have to have the 4th of July testimony. You don't have to have something where, God saved me from this. He cured me from cancer. My house burned down, and, they gave me a brand new house. I had a car. I had an accident. I was okay. I didn't have that. When I needed to eat, somebody came alongside, and they let me borrow the car. When I needed to get to 1 mile down the street to get to the bus station, somebody was gracious enough to give me a ride, so I didn't have to carry 2 big old suitcases and my backpack full of books a mile down the street. They were there. It's the little things. So maybe it might be you where it's the little things. Because a lot of you guys, truth be told, Brother Darren, we live in nice houses. 100, 200, 300,000 houses, 4 or 5 bedrooms. If that's you, there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's actually a testimony of how God has been so gracious to you. We have fancy shoes on our feet, designer names on our back. When we leave here today, we'll probably go home to a nice meal prepared on the table because it's Mother's Day. We don't have to have the 4th of July testimony, but you do have a testimony. And I wrap it up because when I think about that testimony, when I think about the little things, not the big things that God's done just in my life, I understand why I come here every Sunday. Because I have to give him some praise. And then I have to also pay it forward too.
Exactly.
Now, I use what's happened in my life to basically help you guys amongst your life, because one day, and mark my words, if it doesn't happen to you guys, I encourage you. I challenge you, come find me. And everything is hunky-dory, perfect in your life, you're going to go through some challenges. You're going to one day have that testimony. So use that and think about, why are you here? Is it here for Facebook, Instagram, messaging, Angry Birds, Twitter? Or do we come here because we serve a God who is so great, who died on the cross for us? Hung, bled, died, as they say, for us. So think about it. Thank you.